Today we're back at Rock State Park in Maryland. We've been here before. I'll put the links up as I go through them. We did one episode where we went up to the King's Seat from below. We also did another episode, which was a blast, where we were checking out those big fish at the final plunge pool of Deer Creek as it makes its way across the quartzite outcrops here. Today we are going to the Queen's Seat, which is the cliff slash overlook directly across the gap. King's Seat's right there. Queen's Seat is right there. I looked briefly. I could not find any video from the Queen's Seat, which is one of the reasons I want to come here and check this out. This is the road that goes out to the main road here. You drive down here, there's nowhere to park, so you have to park over there by the green metal bridge over there. I'm hoping there might be a trail, but hey, you know what? There might not be. No parking, no parking, no parking, no parking. You can't park on this road. I think this is the trail we're gonna take. The Queen's Seat's right up there. I did watch one video where the person came here in the winter and they were filming from the King's Seat, which is right up there. And they did a nice zoom in shot of the Queen's Seat. And it looked like there was a huge pile of big boulders perched right at the edge of the cliff. There's the quartzite, already starting to pop out here. There is an old bridge pier down here a little bit. If we have enough time after we ascend to the Queen's throne. That ruin is on this side of the creek, down that way. We are at our jumping off point. I'm looking across Deer Creek, and I'm looking at the King's Seat, which is right up there. There's that big blade of quartzite. This is the road we came down, and that is the Queen's Seat. This is gonna be a rock scramble, it looks like. I'm wearing a helmet because I'm gonna be climbing up some cliffs here, and I don't wanna have to worry about, well, what happens if I fall and I hit my head? If I wear this now, I don't have to worry about it then. Let's begin. This is not wet, so we should be able to get across this. Kind of stymied here. All right, we got backtracked a little bit. Let's go around the corner here and try that route. Got to be some kind of informal trail going up here. Maybe this way will be a little bit easier to do while filming. Lots of dead wood on the slopes here. Got to be careful you don't grab onto one of those and it gives out. We are probably about halfway up already. I wanted to go up over there, but it was too exposed, you know, going up there with a camera in one hand. So I came just downstream a little bit. I don't think there really is a trail here. I think this is just probably deer coming through here maybe. There might be one that way though. Whoa. These pine needles are slippery though. Thwarted again. Cliffs are looking good here. Looks like we got a crack cave there. If we come down this way, maybe we'll check that out. Do you see the way these quartzite blocks are breaking out? So you have the solid quartzite coming out, slice, 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 and then you have horizontal fractures, and some of these blocks are very, very rectangular. It almost looks like a wall that somebody built, at least this section right here. We're getting close to the top now. There is what kind of looks like maybe like a trail coming from that way. See that? Is that a human trail or is that just a game trail? I think this might be it. This looks like the very top of the ridge, although this is somewhat set back. I think that's the Queen's Seat right there. I'm hoping that some people will show up so we can use our other camera, zoom in, and get some beautiful scale shots. I don't see anybody there yet though. Let's take a peek over here real quick. Boulder caves, almost like pyramids up there. Getting some of that really nice old school weathering. Pop out like a groundhog. And here we have it. Okay, that doesn't look too bad. Maybe a 30-foot drop. Wow, what a great view of the King Seat. I can see the creek now. There's some feathers down in there, probably vulture feathers. Right here is where you want to be very careful, because I think this is a straight down. Oh, we got some people up there. Let me go get the other camera. See those two people sitting there? If I can see them on this, you should be able to see it where you are looking at your screen right now. I want to say it's about 180 feet above the creek, maybe 200, depending on where you sit. So the outcrop comes right out here to right there. This tree kind of creates a little enclosure and get away from the sun, but yet you're still right here close to the edge of the cliff. So you get that feeling you get when you're close to a drop-off. Some people don't like it, some people love it. I guess that would be looking south. Deer Creek flows that way. So I want to say that's north. That's west. Behind me is east. Does that make sense? I just spotted two more people up there. Somebody's wearing something that's red. You see that red spot there? Middle screen, a little to the left. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. That's the shot we're looking for right there. It looks like a little girl with a big red hat on. And then there's a guy, maybe that's her father, standing there watching over her. She was back off the cliff though. I didn't see her close to the edge. I think she's heading back towards the cliff. Oh geez. Problem is over there, you can be 5 feet away from that, you know, an 80-foot drop, not even know it, turn the corner, boom. Oh, and there she is again. She made it back. He's like, okay, let's step away from the cliff. But it's good for the kid, right? You know, you got to get the kid outside. She's probably loving this, right? Squirrels jumping around, eagles in the sky. My heart starts pounding just looking at that, what I think is a little girl across there on the King Seat. She isn't really close to the cliff. It looks like her dad's there watching her every move. I remember when my kids were small, you know, taking them places, even if there's like a 10-foot wall or, you know, whoa, whoa. So at the top of like a 150-foot cliff, I would be very, very much on edge, no pun intended. There, you see that big white truck? That'll give you an idea how high we are. I gotta be honest, I don't think anybody ever really comes up here. There's no graffiti. There is somewhat of a trail, but whether that's even a human trail is debatable. There's no trash. Not being able to park right at the bottom, not having a trail, I think that filters a lot of people out. All right, we got some more people here coming up on the King's Seat. Let's see if they go to the edge. Oh, there. All right. Yeah, let's not run to the end. Oh, did you see the vulture? That first little chunk there is about 30, 40 feet. Pull away a little bit more and you get that second chunk. Now you're looking at 80 feet. You guys are probably like, enough with the scale shots. We get it, we get it. I apologize. All right, well, as nice as this view is, and as perfect as this little spot is underneath this tree, we can't linger. We gotta move on. We gotta go up this ridge and check out some of those boulders. Check this out. Some type of bone, but it has a very thin one and a thicker one, and they're attached though. And they were formed that way. Bone people. What is this? What are we looking at here? Maybe that skinny bone on top will make it easy to identify. Yep, this is it. This is the top. The toppermost of the poppermost. If you get that reference, leave in the comments. See all these nodules sticking out here? I wonder if this is that metaconglomerate. I just heard something. Something big. If you're not into cliffs though, it's still a good hike to come up here if you can, because this area up on top is very quiet. The road noise becomes a little more distant. You got the pine needles, you got big rocks, and no sudden drop-offs. Getting kind of squatchy here, right? What do you guys think? I doubt these things just fell like this. I don't smell anything. I've heard them described as smelling like rotten fish and wet dog. With the time that we have left, let's head back down to the Deer Creek and downstream a little bit, see if we can't find that big bridge ruin. Maybe we could even climb up on top. We made it down to stream level. Deer Creek is right over there. The Queen's Seat is up there. We took the route right next to the outcrop. If you're here just to hike up there and check out the view and you're not worried about filming, you can just go right up there. It's a lot easier, a lot more straightforward. There is something here though. It looks like somebody piled up boulders here. I think the ruin we're looking for is part of an old maybe railroad bridge, because I think there used to be tracks running up on this side of the creek up past the Queen's Seat there. I just checked my map and I had dropped a pin on that ruin. Looks like it's about maybe a little less than a quarter of a mile downstream. And right there it is. I thought it was a standalone thing, but it's actually an abutment. Whatever was here, a bridge of some type, came across, hit there, continued on that way. And that's probably what we saw up there, where it looked like people were piling up rocks. That's probably where the tracks were. You think something came through here? Maybe. Oh, yeah, it looks like there's a nest there. I wanted to get a shot here looking down on the stones, but I don't want to disturb that goose. Let's go down this side and we'll look upstream. Got one piece that fell off here. Probably from right there. We made it to the top of the ridge and we found our ruin with a goose on top. This creek is looking very appealing right about now. I think that one creek crawl episode we did up there at the main plunge pool where we saw all those big fish, I forget what kind they were. I really like the way that video came out in terms of the underwater footage and the fish. That's a video I'm very proud of. Go watch that right now. I think you'll like it, okay? Thank you for coming along, and I'll see everyone in the next episode.